First of all, thank you so much, Galgotias, for inviting us here. These sessions are equally important for all of us who are sitting here. We also are in a phase of learning. I'll possibly take a quick introduction for a minute, each one of us. My name is Shirish Boudekar. I work with a company called Dassault System. While it is written as Dassault, it's a French name, so it's being pronounced as Dassault System. We are a product organization, a top 3 companies in the Europe, exist in last 45 years there. Majority of the products which are possibly implemented in India by good partners like Accenture and Tata Technologies and of course Capgemini of the world. Some of the products like those who are from core stream of engineering called CATIA. CATIA is our product, which is majorly being used in designs of Airbus and all. And this is where I am. I'm growing old in the system. I started my career before LinkedIn's of the world, Facebook of the world, Twitters of the world, Naukris of the world. So this is my 27th year in HR and recruitment. I head the talent acquisition for India R&D sales services. Also a part of global HR strategic activities supporting 47 countries on the talent sourcing strategy. So I'm here to learn from all my colleagues and interacting with all of you. We'll have 35 minutes. Possibly we'll try to finish discussions in 25 minutes so that 10 minutes we will invite some questions from you. And please do ask, take this opportunity. I'll give a hint, the people who will ask the more questions possibly will have a high chance to hire by us. So please do that.
Hi, my name is Jitendra and I work at Dalupa. Since we are talking about AI, what Dalupa does is it's an AI financial data extraction platform, and we are the primary partners with OpenAI and Anthropic for financial data. That's what we do.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I think if I'm right, batch has been changed or you had the lunch? Batch has been changed. So I'll say good afternoon. So I didn't hear it. Because we had the similar exercise with your predecessors, okay? Okay, next. So myself, Lieutenant Commander Deepak, I'm the veteran in the Indian Navy and currently heading the BL Kashyap and Sons, the Human Resource. And please note, all comments of mine are with the individual experience, not with the organization. Please, thank you.
Thank you. This was a disclaimer I think I should also give. Anyways, I am Aloka Nanda. Say Namaste. I think I've taken already 1 minute. I am with Bagmetric and we are the IT service and consultant. And I believe HR is something, for me, HR is, I add a little bit of humor, not the harshness. Because these days HR is known more as a destruction power and they are always demeaning people or being critical. So I think we need to change. We are all here to change that perspective. We are not harsh. ये दुनिया ने ऐसे हमें बना दिया है, हम ऐसे हैं नहीं. So moving on to the other panel.
I second with her completely. My name is Gunjan and I work with Coro Health as an AVP HR and I handle talent management for the organization. So once the recruitment is done, the responsibility has been handed over to us to make sure that they stay retained, we are retained and they enjoy the time in the organization. Like she rightly said, we are there to support you, to give you the experience that you deserve and that you are here for. So that's all from mine.
Thank you, everyone. I think they have set the right tone for this discussion. I'm Himani from Nestlé. Before I introduce my organization, I would love to know what you all know about Nestlé. Kit Kat, Maggie. We've all grown up consuming Nestlé. So I come from that organization. I manage talent insights globally. I'm at every point where you can find HR in an organization. So I'm here to share the views, and we would love to, make this conversation valuable for you. So looking forward to it.
Thanks, Shirish. My name is Rajit Sikka. I head academic relations for TCS North. Been a part of TCS for close to 26 years. And after seeing those bouncers coming up in the pre-lunch session, Boomerang's bouncers, so I would request my co-panelists as well as my students as well as people from academia and the industries to make the session lighter and just to add the perspective a little more humorous. So to our children, It's like saying, "Ja Simran ji le apni zindagi." So just to say that we're going to make this session as humorous or as interactive as possible, so that we make this session lively. Thank you.
So the interesting topic for us, and which not limiting to the students, I would say, that are students ready for the corporate feedback? So I would like to know, are you guys ready today? Perfect. Thank you so much. So my first question, we will start in terms of a mindset and a perception. It's all revolved to our mindset and perception. So my question to Ms. Alak. So yeah, sorry. So are when we give a feedback to the students, do you see it is a perception? Is it our communication style, or is it something being taught to them during the academics? So how do you see it?
So if I look at it in the right perspective, is students of today are much more smarter, much more mature, and are ready to take feedback from the corporates. My submission to academia as well as to the industry is, when they plan their ILP per se, is that as a part of their credit or cohort or whatever you might call it, you need to add this small little credit into the mindset of a student, that make them ready to take the feedback constructively. They should not take it the feed because the world is evolving, technology is evolving so fast that the kids take the feedback constructively, work on it, so they're more employable for tomorrow.
Shirish, introduced himself very nicely, that you were pre-LinkedIn era, and I call myself the dinosaur era. I used to walk around with the dinosaurs, so I call myself the fossil. Anyways, I think before asking the question that are the students ready for a constructive take or a constructive criticism, are we ready? When I am almost touching 50 and somebody criticizes me, I get a little agitated. But I think we start, in Plato, in Republic, he said, it's all in the beginning. We start at the beginning. So I think at home, as the parents, the school, the college, they must teach them how to take criticism. I think that is very important. And I think there is something called SBI, not SBI Bank, which I always believe is that situation, behavior, and impact. How you give the criticism. Like I say, your work was sloppy. But my mind will process it that he or she saying, I am a sloppy worker. So I think how we take it and how the brain processes it, I think as human being, all of us should know how to criticize it. And I think as parents, as teachers, we also must get them to the reality, get them to the harsh reality of the world.
Thank you so much. Gunjan, you would like to give perspective?
I want to talk about SBI model, but she already covered. She's stealing all my, whatever I have prepared for this one. So I think same pitch.
All right. Himani, you would like to?
So I would just like to say that, change is the only constant. So when you get criticism, I think we are all getting ready for a generation which is not that ready to accept rejection or not that ready to face criticism. But what I would say is when you get criticized, criticize yourself, not personally, but in a way that molds you professionally. Look at why you got that criticism, look at what went wrong, and you are at that stage where you'll sit for multiple companies, right? And there would be a lot of them that might not select you as well. There might be companies which don't shortlist your CV. There might be companies where you reach till the end but still don't get selected. So try and understand what went wrong. Try to criticize yourself only professionally. See what's lacking in your CV, see what's lacking in your performance, and see how you evolve over time. So my take only is that learn to criticize yourself and keep changing, keep evolving.
Thank you so much. Lieutenant, would like to add something?
Yeah, definitely. It's very difficult. I'll say somebody has to criticize. It's not easy for them also. It is because when they are sitting on that position or they had that responsibility, if not fulfilled, they have to give you a feedback. People, or say the youngsters, take it as a criticism. It's not necessary. I say कि feedback refines you, and the other way, when I say rejection, it prepares you for the worst, which might come in the future. So, a positive attitude towards the criticism is also good. That's it.
Thank you so much. Would you like to add?
It was good to hear everyone. I feel slightly different. The topic says, are students ready for corporate feedback or rejection? I feel it's not the right question. Why the topic is not that, are students receiving the right feedback or rejection to learn from? And I think majority of the people sitting out there are students, right? So I think we have to ask the right question. And I fundamentally believe that today we should talk about, what has not been fundamentally going right. Now, the question is, are students ready for corporate feedback or no? Somewhere we believe that there is some problem with students. I think fundamentally it is a lot about the system that we have created. A system that we have created wherein, and we can talk about two examples. There are corporates sitting, and then there's an institute sitting. Now, when we talk about feedback, right, none of these two segments give clear, specific feedback to the students who are sitting out there. Now, when you go to an institute just tells students that either you are selected or you are rejected. Now, the feedback always is binary. It's never explanatory. And that's a system that institutes have created. Now, if you go to careers, if you go to a corporate, feedback is largely vague. Sometimes it's political, or sometimes it's too sugar-coated. Now, what students don't get is clarity. Now, clarity for them to be able to understand, right, what the feedback is. So, majority of the times what happens is people don't call that as performance feedback. They don't understand this as feedback, and it's an interpretation problem, right? They look at feedback as an identity failure or a loss. So, for example, if someone has told me that, you're screwed up in your job, right? For me, that rejection always stays with me. And I've played competitive cricket, so I'll take an example from that book, right? There's nothing which is much better than cricket in terms of feedback. It's immediate. If a batter gets out, right? How do you get out? It's a caught, it's a bowled, it's an LBW. You get it right there and right then. You get it on the scoreboard. But in life, in institute, in corporates, we don't get that. So it's an interpretation problem where people feel that it's not a feedback, but it's an identity failure. So people start struggling between self-worth and what I need to improve on. So I fundamentally believe that all of us need to start looking inwards more than outwards and stop asking that question to a student that, are you going to receive it well? Will you receive it? The question is going to be, are we doing enough as a system to be able to help them understand and learn the art of learning and taking feedback?
Thank you so much, and you made my job easy for the second question. Because the second question is in line with that are we really expecting the students, when we hire them from a campus, typically 21, 22 years old, while we all talk about the corporate jargons like resilience and reality check, what we must have learned towards our age of 50s, which we expect them to know at the age of 22. How each one of us look at it, how we can develop that while they started working with us, rather we expect them to know at their early stage.
I say bluntly, what age I say 21 or 22, the students pass out from the college. If we expect them, I say battle-footed resilience is unrealistic. But on the same note, I say zero resilience is also not expected. So there are two ways. When I say some work students have to do, and some we are as an employer or the organizations we have to do. It's a two-way, basically. So what we want from a student when we are hiring as a part. I say I go for a hiring and keep on interacting with the faculties also and the students also. I say we are finding nowadays more, I say, technically sound, competent, but on the same part are less resilient. Why? Because if everybody's, I'll say most of you agree, the learning we used to have a decade back or a like dinosaur area, ma'am has said. Okay, so there was a type of learning, a difference was there in a learning. Yes, on a same note, we expect when we go for a hiring, we need knowledge, but on a same part, we need them to take a responsibility. When in an organization they are going, so as an organization, we have to take step. Their reporting line should be fine. They should get a well-planned structure. They should not be first day कि आज कोई आपको encounter करना है इस client के साथ, आज आपको ये stakeholder के साथ ये meeting करनी है. They should be trained from our side also. That responsibility is ours. When I say with the student part, they have to understand they are going to the different field. So they have to pull up their socks and they have to understand it's not because you're gonna earn the money. Till now, you're spending the money. And when you go for earning, it demands. So you have to be ready because that's the corporate world.
Thank you so much.
Agree with what he says. You know, in corporate world, we have something called a 360-degree survey. So each guy within the organization, let's say even in my organization I work for, you choose 5 people who you request to give a feedback. Similarly, it is. I think it should be a mandatory duty of a corporate whenever they visit campuses for hiring, whatever number of people they hire, they need to give a constructive feedback for each and every kid to the campus, that why the guy was selected or why the guy was not selected, and the student has to take that very constructively and work upon those nuances where he was not successful to do for, so that he can improve upon that and improve his skill set and be employable.
Anyone else would like to share perspective? Yes, please.
So just adding on to what everybody said, I think this is the brutal truth today, that organizations are preparing to welcome 21, 22 years old employees who are fresh into the system. When you join an organization which is mature, they will assign you a buddy who will help you understand what the culture is. You will go through an onboarding program. So all of these things are being prepared by the corporate. So what as a student, so when an HR comes to hire you, or when a company or an hiring manager comes to hire you, they look for how much you are preparing to, settle into that system. When they look at your resume, when they are discussing with you through an interview, they want to see what exactly are you bringing to the table. So if I, at Nestlé, I have prepared a youth system to welcome people who are 21, 22 years old, I understand that, these are people who have not gone through practical trainings. They are people who have just been studying, probably might be doing live projects. I don't know if you are aware of that concept. For example, how many of you have done live projects through your tenure so far? Just raise your hands. Very few. How many of you are aware of the concept of internships? That's where the difference comes in. People who raise their hands and said that they know what a live project is, they have done live projects, I will select that person because I'll see that person is working on their profile and that person is becoming ready to join the corporate. So, of course, not just for the 21 years old, also for people like me who are middle into the business, even like Aloka was saying, right? We are they're nearing that stage where they still might not take criticism very favorably. At every stage, the job market is sluggish. It's the brutal truth. There are a lot of people who are employable but might not get employment. So this is where you need to prepare yourselves, right? So that it reflects that you are working as hard as a company is working to welcome you.